Dear students, we are in module 12. So module 1 we have explained what are errors, what are the different types of errors and suspense account. Now last module we have learned how errors can be rectified. Now in this module also we are continuing with rectification of errors. So the first thing, stages in rectification. One thing you have to remember, errors in accounting can be rectified in any of the following stages. So the first point is before transferring the difference in the trial balance to the suspense account. See, I told you suspense account is only a temporary arrangement. Till we locate the error, we will keep the suspense account. So first step in rectification is before transferring the difference in the trial balance to the suspense account. So the second stage is, or the second point is, after transferring the difference in the trial balance to the suspense account, but before preparing the final accounts of the year. So I told you why we are keeping suspense account is we have to keep the final accounts. We have to prepare the final accounts on time. So the second one is after transferring first one is before transferring to trial balance. Second one is after transferring the difference to the trial balance, but before preparing the final accounts. Now the third one is after preparing the final accounts for the year, that is in the subsequent year. So we don't have time to prepare the final account. We cannot waste time. We have to prepare the final accounts. So the third one is after preparing the final accounts, we are trying to rectify the errors. Now correcting errors. How can errors can be corrected? So first one is never correct mistakes by overwriting. See, that is the habit. Sometimes when we correct the answer scripts also, we can see that students will be overwriting. We will not be able to read anything. So in accounting also, we have to remember that never try to correct mistakes by overwriting. So second point is if error is traced immediately, wrong entry can be cancelled and pass the correct entry. See, sometimes when we will write the journal entries itself, we will come to know that we have made a wrong entry. So then and there itself we can correct that. That is the easiest method. Second one is if error is located after some time, then it has to be rectified through rectification entries. That meaning one-sided errors, rectification is the different procedure. Two-sided errors, it's a different procedure. Fourth point is different methods are followed for rectifying one-sided and two-sided errors. That is what I am going to explain now. So important point you have to remember. So this is that I have given as an important point. This is very, very important. One-sided errors are not corrected through journal entries. But two-sided errors are always corrected through journal entries. So I'll repeat again. One-sided errors are not corrected through journal entries. But if you have to correct a two-sided error, definitely you have to pass a correcting journal entry. Now one-sided errors rectification, I am going to give few examples. See, sales book, you know that sales is a credit balance. Sales book undercast by 2000 on 1st July 2020. So what will be the effect? Sales account credit short by 2000. Credit side it will show a difference of 2000. Now how we are going to rectify? Remember, this is one-sided error. We are not going to pass journal entry. We are going to correct it. So sales account has to be corrected by passing an entry on the credit side of the sales account, that is by undercasting of sales book for July 1st 2020 for rupees 22,000. So we are writing on the credit side, it's undercast. Credit side is undercast by 2000. We are not writing the journal entry. We are just writing that it's undercasting of sales book on this date by 2000 rupees. Now, if purchase book is overcast by 500, you know that purchases is a debit account. So effect will be purchases account is affected. It's overcast by 500. You are showing more 500 rupees more in the purchase account. So how you do the rectification? Credit side of the purchase account rectification we will write by overcasting of purchase book by rupees 500. So this is the correction we are doing. Here also remember that we are not passing the journal entry, because if it's a two-sided error, we will correct it only through the journal entry. Now, if purchase book is undercast by rupees 500, rectification will be to undercasting a purchase book by 500. So then, continuing with that, now changing the values. If rupees 1000 received from Mr. Satish is entered correctly in the cash book, but not posted in the Satish's account. So how you will correct that? Rupees 1000 received from Satish, but cash account it's entered correctly, but Satish's account it is not entered. So it is a one-sided error. Now the actual journal entry is cash account at 1000 to Satish's account 1000. So this account will affect only Satish's account because cash account posting is correct. Now, where the credit side will be short by 1000. Satish's account is credited. See, cash account debit to Satish's account. So, credit side, Satish's account will be short by 1000 rupees. So, the rectification what we will do? By emission of posting rupees 1000. Because we have not posted that value 1000 in Satish's account. So, by omission of posting rupees 1000. This is how you rectify this one-sided error. Now, another thing is the value is different. Imagine rupees 511 paid to Mr. Rajiv is posted as rupees 115. So 511 we are taking it as 115. The debit on the debit side of the account. So the journal entry is Rajiv's account debtor 511 to cash account 511. But effect of this entry is Rajiv's account. Both the values are entered, but the value is wrong. Instead of 511, we entered 115. So effect of this entry is Rajiv's account cost short by 396. That is 511 minus 115, 396. So rectification is to mistake in posting rupees 396. So this is how you will record, we will rectify the one-sided errors. Now we are coming to the two-sided errors. So I told you in the case of two-sided errors, we have to pass the journal entry. In the case of two-sided errors, rectification is done by passing journal entries. This is what I have explained as an important point also. So now one example we are giving, purchase of machinery for rupees 40,000 on credit is entered in the purchases book instead of the machinery account. Machinery is purchased, but we are recording it as purchases account. Here it is a difference. Machinery is an asset. It's a capital expenditure, which purchases is a revenue item. So here the wrong entry made in the books is purchases account debtor 40,000 to creditors account 40,000. The correct journal entry would have been machinery account debtor 40,000 to creditors account 40,000. To rectify this error, debit in the purchases account has to be transferred to machinery account. So I told you here it is very important, two-sided errors we can correct it only through the rectification entries. So we are correcting it as machinery account rupees 40,000 to purchases account 40,000. Now next is rupees 1,000 received from Mr. Sarjan has been entered as cash received from Mr. Sojan. Sarjan and Sojan, almost similar names. So the wrong journal entry made in the books is cash account debtor to Sojan's account 1,000 rupees. It should have been cash account debtor to Sarjan's account 1,000. So the correct journal entry is cash account debtor 1,000 to Sarjan's account. But what we entered is cash account debtor to Sojan's account 1,000. So the rectification entry is Sojan's account debtor 1,000 to Sarjan's account 1,000. So here also remember we are passing the journal entries. Next is sale of old machinery for rupees 40,000 is entered as sales 40,000. See, when say old machinery is purchased, it's not sales, it's a capital item. Asset, it's an asset. Sales is a revenue item. So that we have made a mistake. It's an error of principle. So the wrong entry made in the books is cash account debtor 40,000 to sales account 40,000. The correct entry would have been cash account debtor 40,000 to machinery account 40,000 because we are selling the machinery. So this error can be rectified by passing a correction entry sales account debtor 40,000 to machinery account 40,000. Now rectification through suspense account. So this what I am going to explain. So we have seen one-sided error and two-sided error. Now how we are going to rectify through the suspense account. Suspense account I told you it's only a temporary arrangement. It's not a permanent arrangement. Till we will locate the error and rectify, we will keep the suspense account. So here a trader while preparing the trial balance came to know that debit side of total was less by rupees 280. He opened a suspense account and transferred the difference to suspense account. A detailed checking disclosed the following errors. So first one is what is the error? Two errors he allocated. One is credit sales of rupees 300 to Jason was correctly entered in the sales book but wrongly debited in Jason's account as 30. See, the actual sales to Jason was 300 but we are taking the value as 30. Next is the discount column on the debit side of the cash book was cost short by 10 rupees. So these are the two entries they have located, errors they have located. Now rectification entry we have to pass. that is Jason's account debted 270 because the value was 300 and entered as 30. So 270 is the difference. Jason's account debted 270 to suspense account 270. Similarly, the discount allowed account debted 10 to suspense account 10, being the rectification entry for the debit side of cash book cost short. Jason's entry is Jason's account debted 270 to suspense account 270. That is, the narration is being the rectification entry for correcting the undercasting in Jason's account. 300 minus 30, 270 is the undercasting in Jason's account. Now, the effect of the first mistake affects only Jason's account. That is undercasting the debit side by 270. Only Jason's account, the value is taken. Instead of 300, we have taken the value as 30. So, the journal entry for credit sales is Jason's account debted 300 to suspense account 300. No, but the sales account is credited with rupees 300, but Jason's account is debited with only 30. Hence, Jason's account must be given a further debit of rupees 270 to rectify this mistake. So, how? Since the suspense account is opened in this connection, it is credited with 270. So, now 270 we will enter in the suspense account. Now, the discount also we have to rectify. So, the second error is due to wrong totaling on the debit side of the cash book. When the debit side of the discount allowed column is cost short by 10 rupees, suspense account is credited with the same amount. So, next, suspense account opened and these two entries are rectified through the suspense account. So, first we learn how we will correct one-sided errors. Second, we learn how we rectify the two-sided errors. Now, this is the suspense account. So, suspense account, if you see that, it's just like a regular account. Date will be there, particulars will be there, amount will be there, debit side and credit side. So, debit side, Jason's account we have to debit to difference in trial balance 280. 280 is the difference because 270 in Jason's account and then 10 is the different discount allowed. Now, credit side by Jason's account 270, by discount allowed 10. So, this is what I want to explain with this module. I want to tell you that we have learned errors, rectification through suspense account, and with this module we are completing the rectification of errors. And I am giving more problems in the description box. It's your duty to work out the problems. You have to practice that, then only you can learn that. So please remember that, give me your valuable feedback and suggestions for improving the module. And then please promote and subscribe to the channel, and happy learning with Dr. Alice Mani. Thank you.